said the way you move, gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. Child, the way you shake that thing, gonna make you burn, gonna make you scream. Oh, baby. Hey, baby. Oh, baby. Pretty baby. Show me how you do it now. Hey. I gotta roll. I can't stand still. Got a flaming heart. I'm gonna give myself. Show me how you do it now.
We welcome you to Miami, Florida, and the American Airlines Arena, where this afternoon, two championship contenders meet for the first time this season. The Miami Heat, with Dwayne Wade back after missing 6 games with a sprained ankle, was superb on Friday night in a victory against the Knicks with 28 points, 5 steals, and a couple of thunderous dunks, as the Heat will host the Chicago Bulls. Good afternoon, everyone. Along with Jeff Van Gundy, Mike Breen on hand, Lisa Salters with us as well. This really has become maybe the marquee matchup in the NBA, potentially the best rivalry in the NBA, and a rematch of last year's Eastern Conference Finals. Both teams off to great starts, Jeff. Let's start with Miami. Their best start in 12 years, and they've done it with Dwayne Wade missing 9 games. The number one reason for that has been the brilliance of LeBron James, who has been sensational so far this season.
I think through these first 19 games, he's played as well as he ever has, and that includes his MVP season. If you just look at the numbers are very similar. The difference is, in Miami, he's trying to incorporate the greatness of Wade and Bosh and the others into an offense that has to become more diverse and explosive for them to win the whole thing.
Meanwhile, for the Chicago Bulls, they have the best record in the East at 17-4. They're so good, they're so deep, they're so well coached, and they have Derrick Rose.
Yeah, inevitably, I think Chicago's going to meet Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals. And if they're going to overcome the Heat this year, it's going to have to be because of Rose finding that right balance between being aggressive offensively and also finding others like Rip Hamilton, like Carlos Boozer. If he can find that balance, Chicago, with their defense, has a legitimate chance at winning the whole thing.
They are, without question, two of the very best the NBA has to offer. As we look at our starting lineups this afternoon, brought to you by Taco Bell. And for the visitors, Rip Hamilton back playing. It's only the 11th game he's played this season because of injuries. Ronnie Brewer starting with Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah up front for Tom Thibodeau. And for the Miami Heat, they're finally completely healthy. Everybody, for the first time this season. Mario Chalmers, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Joel Anthony, who had 5 blocks the other night against the Knicks. And our Spanish language version of today's game is presented by ESPN Deportes. Use the SAP button on your television, and we're set to go. First of 4 meetings. And again, Jeff, this has a chance to be a very special rivalry.
It really does. And for Chicago, they're going to have to absolutely dominate the board to offset the talent differential of the Heat. The Heat have just so much depth now with the addition of Shane Battier, Mike Miller. They have guys coming off the bench that could be starters elsewhere.
And Bosh knocks down the shot, although Bosh didn't shoot the ball well Friday night. He has been superb. He's actually 9th in the NBA in scoring, and has really played well, especially in the absence of Dwayne Wade. And an offensive foul call against Chicago, as Noah called for a moving screen. Bosh overall just getting used to, again, the new team last year. Perhaps had to sacrifice more than the other two with LeBron James and Wade. He has been so aggressive this year compared to last year. Misses that one. Boozer can't control, but Hamilton does. Nearly stolen by Anthony. Rose guarded by Chalmers. Hamilton to Noah. Right back to Rip Hamilton. And Hamilton able to knock it down. Again, he's still getting used to it. As we said, Jeff, only 11th game. What's the main thing he brings to this team?
Another first option type of player, so that not everything has to be pick and roll with Rose. You have to have other ways to score. Rip Hamilton on a little cut, found a way to score. He's good off baseline screens.
Does a good job defensively there, and then saves it again to Noah. Here comes Rose. Chalmers, the one man to beat, blows right by him, misses the layup. Tom Thibodeau thought there should have been a goaltend, maybe some contact. James was close, but they let it go. Wade gets inside. Misfire. We've got two not good, great defensive teams going at each other. The Heat play a much more up-tempo style of play than the Bulls, although the Bulls are looking to run more this year, Jeff.
Well, trying to.
Hamilton misses. James, quick outlet to Wade.
And they should be able to run more as James finishes emphatically. Chicago should be able to run more, Mike, because of how they defend and rebound. And the more times Rose is in the open court, the harder it is to defend him, and the more he can work his way to the free throw line.
Rose misses the three, long rebound out to Brewer. And Luol Deng not playing, still with that wrist injury that he's expected to play through. Missing his fourth straight game. And a loose ball foul is going to go against Miami, so the Bulls will take it out.
Well, again, look at that speed. James rebounded, threw ahead, and got the return pass. Again, if Chicago wants to win, you've got to eliminate these plays. You've got to be back. He's faster than you, so you better be digging in and be back earlier.
It is lethal when they get in transition, especially off turnovers. They lead the league in forced turnovers. Boozer falling away. Couple of bounces, and Noah takes advantage. James mistimed his jump as it hit the rim. And he hurt his shoulder a little bit, his right shoulder, as he comes up the floor. You see him flexing it, stretching it a little bit. Chalmers on the drive, blocked from behind by Rose, and a beautiful save as well. Ahead to Rose, still running the floor. Side steps, offensive foul as James draws the charge. Tom Thibodeau not happy with the call. First foul on Rose.
Well, we saw it last game. LeBron James rotating early. He's there, he's set. The only thing I disagree with that call on, Mike, I'd love to see when the offensive player is trying to slide away from the contact, that it be a no call.
Almost a no call, absolutely. Bosh knocks down his second shot. Well, Chris Bosh continues his fine play. Again, 9th in scoring, 10th in field goal percentage. Hamilton on the drive, finds Noah. Joakim Noah draws the foul.
And good play by Richard Hamilton. He lost Wade off that baseline screen. Bosh half switched out. Joel Anthony rotated across, and he found Noah. And Noah's got to be an aggressive option offensively.
Noah's been playing much better recently. Got off to a slow start this year. Having some foul trouble early in games, but the last 5 games you see just superb numbers as he misses the first free throw.
And you look here, good screen by Noah, which got him separation. Good find by Hamilton. And then what Noah did is what he has to do. He's got to be aggressive, either shooting that little jump shot or taking the ball to the basket. They've got to honor all 5 Bulls players for Chicago to score enough against this very quick, athletic, talented defensive team.
And Noah, despite the ugly-looking shot, is a pretty good free throw shooter. He's at 74% this year. He's always been over 70% for his career. The Hamilton now guarding Wade. Wade throws it up off the glass, won't go. Ball tip taken, and here comes Hamilton the other way. Back for Brewer. Inside pass, Boozer, good open look. And that won't go. Rebound falls to James. Here come the Heat. And again, James pushing, drives into Hamilton. Bank shot won't go. A quick tempo here in the early minutes. Hamilton, nice feed to Noah, and Noah can't get it to fall down. That one halfway down. Brewer bows it away from James. And a foul on Mario Chalmers. Chicago this year, an excellent road team. 8-3 on the road, and they better get used to being on the road. 9-game road trip starting today. Rose deflected and stolen by Chalmers. Good quick hands. Here comes Chalmers. He got bumped and then threw it up in the basket. And that's going to be 2 fouls on Derrick Rose 4.5 minutes into the game.
That's just a poor decision on Rose's part. A turnover because of a poor screen. Right there, Rose has just got to back off or get separation away from Chalmers' body and go up and try to block it like he did previously.
For the Bulls' purposes, he's better off letting him have a layup, give up 2 points now as opposed to him sitting for long stretches of time. That's going to bring in John Lucas. That's right, that's John Lucas' son, who's been a nice third-string point guard. Normally the third string, but he's the backup today. C.J. Watson sitting this one out. And Chalmers hits a pair of free throws. 3-point early lead for Miami. And some foul trouble for the Bulls. Lucas, in his first career start earlier this year when Rose missed a game, had 25 points, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds. He was spectacular. He's been a journeyman in his short career, but always ready to play. Shot clock at 3. Tough fall-away shot, way off, just hits the rim. Here comes James again, full head of steam. Slows down and lays it in. How do you stop that?
Well, you can't with even numbers. You have to have more guys back than they have running. That was a 2-on-2 situation with a very good spot-up shooter and Chalmers on the wing. Very difficult to defend.
Again, the size and then the speed. He's one of the fastest players in the league. Noah kicks it out. Brewer. And Brewer knocks down the shot.
And Brewer played well last year in the playoffs against the Heat. He has the type of athleticism that you need to be able to compete with Wade and James.
Brewer in his second year with Chicago after playing 3.5 years with Utah. Very good two-way player. Wade looks a little fancy, gives Bosch a good open look, and Bosch has it going. He's 3 for 4 from the field. It's so important now with Hamilton. Now Rose in foul trouble. He said in the backcourt they didn't have big scoring options. Hamilton way off that time. LeBron James tips it to Chalmers. Chalmers comes up with a 3-on-1. Wade alley-oop, throws it down. You could see that development as they went down the floor. And a timeout for Chicago. And the first standing ovation of the day for the Miami Heat.
When the Miami Heat have numbers, they will score. Here, 3-on-1, easy lob from Wade to James. And then, again, the floor not balanced for Chicago. Even numbers, LeBron James just attacks the rim and finishes.
Welcome back to Miami, where the Heat lead the Bulls 14-7. You remember after last year's conference finals, when Derrick Rose really put the onus of losing that series all on himself. This is the quote. He says, "I didn't leave the house for about a week. I was just drained, beat up. I didn't want to see anyone. To me, I lost that series." I asked him just a little while ago why he felt that way. And he said, "You know what? It's my team. Big players are supposed to step up in big moments. I put that kind of pressure on myself because I expect that from myself." Again, I'll say it. It wasn't my teammates. It was me. Mike, Jeff?
Well, Lisa, that's what makes him special. That's why Tom Thibodeau loves coaching him. He holds himself accountable for everything.
Well, and this is why they went out and got Rip Hamilton, so that they had more diversity offensively. Last year in the conference finals, the Heat with that quickness, the ability to trap the pick and roll, take the ball out of his hands, made it very difficult for him to be efficient. So They went out and get Hamilton, hopefully another scoring option and a different way to score coming off baseline swing.
Oh, he does it again. Throws it right up to the rim. James comes flying in from the right corner. And another dunk. It was a dunk-a-thon Friday night. They're starting it again here this afternoon. Well, what a great pass. And Lucas stepped out of bounds.
Well, a good little brush screen by Mario Chalmers. Picks off Hamilton.
And he goes right over Lucas. I didn't even see that on the play originally.
It was like a step ladder. But this is where they miss Luol Deng. This guy's an all-star caliber player, but more importantly, all-star caliber competitor. He doesn't want to miss games. He wants to compete against games. A lot of players, they really don't want that challenge of playing against the very best. Deng is one of those guys that wants the opportunity to match up against the very best small forward in this league.
And he might be the best defender on the best defensive team in the league. Inside, James, easy. And Brewer with the foul. Chance for a three-point play. What a start for LeBron James. 10 points already. And a 12-2 run now for the Heat.
And these are easy baskets. It's one thing if LeBron James is making jump shots. But when it's layup, 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 that's where, as a team, you have to say, all right, let's refocus our efforts because we have to keep this team out of the paint. They beat us over the top. That's acceptable. But it's not acceptable to be giving up layups and dunks.
The Heat, the #1 shooting team in the NBA, and that's one of the reasons the high percentage shots. They're actually shooting a better percentage than they did last year. Not a lot of teams can say that in this season. Off another miss. Chalmers the other way. Shane Battier, Udonis Haslem have come on for Miami. Bosch, that's on. Battier knocks it out of bounds. The Heat also with a better bench this year with the addition of Battier, with, you can say, the addition of Haslem, who missed most of last year because of the injury, and Norris Cole, the rookie. So Eric Spoelstra has some good people to turn to. Nice feed inside. Quick shot from Hamilton.
Nice little flex cut by Hamilton. Hamilton is very good without the basketball. And Boozer is an underrated passer from that elbow area.
When you say flex cut,
well, it's a little baseline cut off a post screen.
and Hamilton probably does it as well as anybody. All the ball movement, or all the player movement without the ball. Battier now on Joakim Noah. Noah lays it in. Battier trying to draw the charge. Looked like a good no call that time. Crowd certainly doesn't like it. Well, they don't like Joakim Noah. As last year, Noah said after losing to the Miami Heat, said they're as Hollywood as hell, but they are very good. Strong start for the Heat. 3:06 left in the first. They're up by 7. As LeBron James getting what you would call high percentage shots.
Well, all 5 of his have been layups or dunks. Here, even numbers, easy score. But this is what's going to turn Chicago players' stomachs. LeBron James rebounds, runs past a trotting Hamilton, a trotting Brewer for a dunk, and then jumps over John Lucas. But it's that second one, Mike, where James rebounds it, and you're not sprinting and killing yourself trying to win a game. Their stomachs will turn or be turned for them by their coaching staff.
Very unbull-like. It's what helped them have the best record in the NBA last year, and they won 62 games.
Chicago, first time I've ever seen them play zone.
Chalmers misses. Rose obviously back in the game with the 2 fouls. Hamilton on the pull-up. That won't go. And a push-off. I believe it's going to go against Eddie Curry, who just came in, as We send it over to Lisa Salters. Lisa.
Hey, Mike, well, maybe for LeBron, the reason why he's doing so well today, it could be his pregame workout. Because of the Miami Marathon, all of the streets around the arena were really a mess today. So LeBron, who lives just about 3 or 4 miles away from the arena, he biked to work. Biked here in this heat. Mike?
Oh, in fact, Rose drives and gets in.
I like that he's practicing safe habits. His helmet was on, there.
Do we have video of him wearing the helmet, though? There's one thing, he's having it on the handlebars.
Well, you remember, now one of his big charities is a bike giveaway in Akron, so I believe he's all about bike safety.
Probably would have taken about an hour to get here with the traffic shut down because of the marathon. Chalmers. Oh, tough shot from Chalmers. Rose made him change the shot, and he still put it in.
A great adjustment in the air by Chalmers.
Boozer. Rose gets inside. Nice reverse. And he got hit in the head, too. And then bumps into Haslam. A little chippy right now to start.
Well, he's upset with the amount of contact that he's taken on his drive to the rim.
Chalmers misses that one. Rose is one of the most humble, polite players you will find in any of the professional sports, but he is also so competitive. As you could tell when Lisa talking how much it hurt him last year to lose in the conference finals.
Well, they ran that little flex cut and then a little pin down for Rose, and now Rose attacks, uses the rim for protection, takes the hit to the head, and finishes.
So the 2 fouls, but still aggressive going to the basket.
But see, I agree with the strategy of putting them back in. Like this notion that you have to sit players with 2 fouls for the rest of the quarter is utter nonsense. You can lose the game at any time. The game was getting away from them. Tom Thibodeau, good substitution to put him back in the game and stem the momentum tide that Miami had going for him.
I remember when you coached the Rockets, Yao Ming frequently would pick up 2 quick fouls, and you would keep him in there.
Well, I think it all depends, and I was speaking to Eric Spoelstra about this today. It all depends on the basketball IQ of the players involved. Can they avoid and make the right adjustment, avoid the 3rd foul, and you learn which players you can trust and which you can't. In Chicago, back in that little 1-2-2 zone.
Turnover by James. Hamilton back to Noah. Nice fast break. And the Bulls converting turnovers into points. And it's back to 2 already.
I love this using the zone.
So you've never seen them play zone?
Not like this. No, I haven't. Because even though it leads to some openings, you're going to make them have to shoot more jumpers as Boozer fouls James.
Well, James goes to the free throw line.
Well, a turnover as Haslam wasn't watching, and a good extra pass by Hamilton back to Noah. And the thing I like about it too, Mike, playing in the zone sometimes puts you in great positions to run. And Chicago needs transition opportunities against Miami.
And that was a perfect fast break. And as we take a look at our NBA National Television Big Board, one of our new features that you've been thrilled with, Jeff.
When the big board comes on, I shut up.
We should put it on more. No. Tonight, San Antonio and Dallas on ESPN. Monday on NBA TV. The Bulls will be in Washington, Oklahoma City with the Clippers. And then Thursday, doubleheader on TNT. Knicks will host the Bulls, Denver at the Clippers. By the way, Thursday on TNT, the All-Star starters will be announced.
Still don't understand that, Mike. Why the All-Star starters so soon? Can we have a few games?
Well, we need to start hyping up the All-Star game.
You can hype the All-Star game. And also, Mike, your sentiment about me shutting up because of the big board is being shared by many Twitter followers right now.
Noah has it. Kicks it out. Hamilton. Hamilton to Boozer. Or Gibson, excuse me. Taj Gibson misses. Mike Miller the rebound. Miller's in. Norris Cole is in. Miller stripped by Hamilton. And LeBron James forces him to pull up and knock down the shot. Rip Hamilton, a terrific player, an all-star player, such a wonderful addition for this team, and a guy that's got so much playoff experience. He's played in 120 playoff games, so come April, May, and June, he will not feel the pressure. Miller comes off the screen.
And that's a tough matchup for Taj Gibson. Miami's downside playing 4 perimeter players in Haslam. So because they want to keep Brewer on James, Taj Gibson has to guard a small forward.
Shot clock turned off. Cole with the bump. Not a smart foul there. That's going to put Rose at the free throw line. The rookie from Cleveland State's been so impressive so far this season, but he puts Rose on the line for 2.
And Rose made a mistake by going too early in the last shot sequence. Now he gets to the free throw line, but Miami has plenty of time to create a quality shot going the other way.
Rose now playing with that sprained left big toe. Something that first happened to him in his second year in the league. Flares up once in a while. This year was much more serious. They sat him for 4 straight games. Knocks down both free throws there. James fakes, now pulls up, and shot off the mark. And that will end the first quarter. Miami came out strong, went on a 12-2 run. Derrick Rose back in the game, going strong to the glass. And after 1 quarter, it's the Heat 24, the Bulls 22.
Welcome back to Miami, where the Bulls trail the Heat by 2. Tom, you guys were down 11 in that first quarter. How'd you get back in?
Well, I think we stayed patient. We started doing a better job defensively, and then we got the ball moving a little bit. We got to get move their defense around and get their size out of the lane, and then look to attack. But I like to see us run and get some easy baskets.
They were running in that first quarter. LeBron James had 12 points, a lot of them easy buckets. How do you slow him and them down?
Well, the big thing is you can't turn the ball over. If you turn the ball over, you're going to put them in the open floor with a live ball, and they're very difficult to stop in those situations. So we got to take care of the ball, keep the ball moving, set better screens, and make simple plays.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks.
Mike?
All right, Lisa. Sheep battling for the rebound, and we'll have a held ball.
I love the look on Tom Thibodeau's face when Lisa started to talk about they got to the basket pretty easily. It's a coach's nightmare trying to do something to stop that fast break. It's a runaway train with LeBron James.
They're just so fast and good with the ball that if you don't have more people back than they have coming at you, there's just no way to break their speed game down.
LeBron James 12 points in that first period. Battier stripped and stolen by Brewer. And Brewer will have it easy too at the other end.
That was a great read by Brewer, anticipating Battier passing off the dribble instead of driving it hard to the rim.
Well, Eric Spoelstra says that his team's Achilles heel, turnovers. They've been turning it over rapidly this year. Cole misses, fight for the rebound, tipped and taken by Cole. But because of their up-tempo system, they're going to average more turnovers than most as James gets it inside. Nice feed from Miller.
Mike Miller is a very good passer and rebounder. People underestimate those two components of his game because he's such a fine shooter.
And the Heat did not get a fair look at Miller last year, the injuries he dealt with. Even missed the first 6 games this year, had a hernia, but playing well now and he's healthy. Rose misses. James lost the headband, but tipped the rebound.
And Miami's doing more switching than I've seen them do in the past.
Eric Spoelstra said having Haslam is like signing a free agent this year. Haslam has spent his entire career with the Heat. Terrific player off the bench. Haslam grabs it, and another jump ball. He just does all the dirty work, and he can knock down a jump shot.
And that's just great reaction. Coming off the baseline screen, they trap him. James does a great job in rotating over. They take away his vision, tie him up, jump ball.
Last year he tore a ligament in his foot in November, missed the last 69 games of the season, came back in the conference finals against the Bulls, but obviously wasn't the same player. He used the same player so far this year.
Battier, nice look to Bosch. And a foul on Gibson.
Chicago forces the side pick and roll to the baseline, and because James is in the spot-up position, no one, Brewer, that should have been stepped over to take away the open jump shot of Bosch or to push him out into a longer jump shot.
Sheik will sit. Boozer comes back in. And James getting a rest. 14 points. Again, you look what he's done. Second in the league in scoring, which you talked about earlier. He's third in the league in field goal percentage. The top 6 or 7 guys are all centers who get dunks and tip-ins and short shots, although he's got quite a few of those as well. But for a guy at that level, high scoring, he's third in the league in shooting. Incredible.
Well, one of the reasons is he's shot so many fewer three-point shots this year. And tried to work his post game and figuring out how to get maximum pressure on the defense.
Korver, there's a good three-point shooter. Of course, he throws up an air ball on cue. By the way, James only 29 three-point attempts so far. Cole flips it up, won't go. Haslam's tip misses. And the Bulls come the other way. Offensive foul. It's going to go against Gibson. That's 2 on Taj Gibson.
Taj Gibson's complaining, but that was an easy call. Watch, he just delivers a shoulder block to Battier right in front of the official. That's not a difficult call right there.
Battier applauds the call. Cole again to the basket. Puts it in and a foul. Good hard drive from the rookie and a chance for a three-point play.
Well, they're setting back screens for Bosch. All the defense's head is turned, and Rose, frankly, have to do a better job of keeping Norris Cole in front of him. Good finish by Cole. Think about what this rookie has accomplished. No summer league, no September, limited training camp, and has come in and played lights out from the first game.
4 years of college at Cleveland State. Last year he was terrific. Averaged about 22 a game. Was the Horizon League Player of the Year. He had a pre-draft workout about 10 days before the draft. They were so impressed. That sealed it for the Heat. They said he was our guy. He injects so much energy when he comes on the floor. Back up by 9. Boozer can't get it to go.
And those are the shots Boozer is going to get against this defense and the ones he has to knock in.
Nice pass, and Bosch throws it down. Cole thread the needle. And an 11-0 run by Miami. Another timeout, Chicago. A game of runs. Heat started, Bulls answered. And here go the Heat once again.
Well, with both Wade and James sitting, Miami's responded well. Great pocket pass by Cole to the cutting Bosch. And Bosch throws it down. Heat up 11.
Thanks for watching ESPN on ABC, home of the NBA Finals.
Aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Cloudy, stormy day over Biscayne Bay here in Miami. And a sellout crowd at the American Airlines Arena. The Heat on an 11-0 run. With 8.5 remaining in the second, Norris Cole, the rookie, helping coming off the bench. First 2 years at Cleveland State, he was more of a 2-guard, and then the last 2 played more of the point. He's just a good combo guard, guy that plays hard. From Dayton, Ohio, was apparently a great high school quarterback as well.
Well, I always like the toughness of former football players as Rose throws it in. And I think sometimes we overlook the great coaching some of these guys did in college. Gary Waters did a terrific job with Norris Cole.
Miller spots up. Won't go. And Battier the rebound. Miller was open, wanted it, swung to him, now drives.
And Chicago back in the zone.
Have you seen more zone this year from all around the league or about the same?
No, I think it's not even as much, but I think when you're talking about Miami, it's a good defense to play. Now, it does leave you more vulnerable to the second shot, but you've got to try to take away the paint game of Miami, which is very difficult man-to-man.
Rose sets up Boozer beautifully. Boozer knocks down his first. That's the type of play Rose has been doing more of this year. Brian Scalabrine, his teammate, as Miller sets up a three and puts that one in. Bulls didn't get back quick enough defensively. But Scalabrine was saying that Rose he's seeing the floor so much better this year. He said his pace is so much better this year. He's not averaging as many points, but his field goal percentage is up and his assists are up.
That's a great pass right there as Korver misses. But that's the type of play you're talking about, Mike, the improved vision.
Cole resets. Just over 5 minutes gone by here in the second. Cole to Haslam. Haslam got fouled. That shot will not count. Watch live NBA games wherever you are. One price gets you the most NBA action plus free mobile access anytime, anywhere. Go to NBA.com/League Pass to learn more. You see James with that ice around the right shoulder. He injured it in the first couple of minutes.
I think he injured it on the bike ride over today. That'll teach him.
We'll see if Lisa Salters can get to the bottom of that.
I wonder if that was like a sprint type of bike ride or a leisurely pace.
Oh, Cole with a nice play. A little Lance Armstrong push him to the limit.
Can you imagine if you were running in the marathon and you saw the King go by you on his bike?
Boozer. Did you just call him the King?
Well, it said King James on the...
Since when did you start using nicknames?
I'm going with it, whatever he says.
Okay. Wade back in. Wade's scoreless, but he has 6 assists. And Wade gets fouled. And he'll get to the line. By the way, how did you arrive at the arena today with all the traffic?
Well, we came by boat. Had to bring my luggage. But it was, hey, Diego, our boat driver, that guy, he's got it going. I might get a bike, though. I'm thinking about that.
But that is true because of the traffic. It was taking other members of our crew. It's normally a 5-minute ride. Took an hour and a half. So it's a short 10-minute ride on the Biscayne Bay. And thanks to Diego for making sure we got there safely.
How about seeing dolphins out there as on our boat ride? That's cool.
Very scenic, although kind of a stormy day in Miami. The Heat are starting to become, and even though Wade and LeBron James and Chris Bosh scoring a lot of points, it really is becoming reminiscent in some ways of the Celtics in 08. They don't care who does the scoring. They just want to win. That was what's so special about the sacrifice of that championship team. Guys had always been number one on their respective clubs. Cole, nice play. Just couldn't save it. Hamilton fires away.
They just cover so much ground defensively. You combine their quickness, intensity, and great teaching by Eric Spoelstra, you've got a lights-out defense.
Wednesday night, ESPN and NBA doubleheader, 1st to 8th. It's the Thunder and the Mavericks rematch of last season's Western Conference Finals from Dallas. Then at 10:30 Eastern, the Clippers visit the Utah Jazz. Good doubleheader coming up on NBA Wednesday. We got a terrific one here this afternoon, led by the Heat defense right now.
It is. They are showing such great discipline. They trap the catch and shoot. Norris Cole sinks from the three-point line to the baseline. It's a scramble situation. Wade finishes it with the contest of the jump shot. Just tremendous discipline, intensity, and team speed.
They can absolutely dominate a game on the defensive end. Korver sets up. And Korver misses the open look. Another offensive rebound for the Bulls. Sets up for Korver again, and he rarely misses 2 in a row like that. 2 good open looks set up by the offensive rebound.
That's where they have to hurt Miami. Rebounding and made open jump shots. Boozer's had a number where he hasn't converted. You have to make sure you knock it in against this team, or really you're not going to get that many opportunities in the paint.
The Bulls are clearly the best offensive rebounding team in the NBA. As we check in with Lisa Salters.
Hey, Mike, you see LeBron with that wrap around his right shoulder, and the ice on there. Actually, it looked like it was probably more of a heating pad. I'm told that it's a right shoulder bruise, but as you can see, he's coming back into the game. Mike?
We saw him tweak it early. James now entering right now. 5:22 remaining in the second. That was his start. 14 points in 14 minutes. Wade hits a pad. 11-point game. Rose again playing with the 2 fouls. Picked up 2 very quickly. Tom Thibodeau didn't let him sit for long. Gibson on a drive and finish. Good strong move from Taj Gibson. Another one of those kind of unknown, but such a good bench player, one of the better bench players in the NBA. He would start for a lot of teams. Wade. Joel Anthony couldn't hold on. Wade thought he was hit. Korver has James go by him, fires away, and knocks it down. Another three-pointer for Korver. One of the best three-point shooters the NBA has ever seen.
Great balance by Korver to be able to shot fake, have James go by, still be able to balance up and knock it in.
Not a bad first year as an NBA head coach for Tom Thibodeau. 62 wins, NBA Coach of the Year last season after 21 years as an assistant. Thibodeau trying to urge his team on against the Heat here this afternoon.
Everybody got to stay together. Everyone's got to do their job. Okay? You have to help. You help. We got to get our defense going. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Well, as our former partner Mark Jackson used to say, Tom Thibodeau is a truth teller when he's talking to his players and giving them an honest evaluation of what they're doing. Noah with the block on Wade. Wade gets it back. Noah blocks it again. Wade gets it back a third time. Finds Bosh in the finish. Great second effort from both players.
And again, Chicago came out of a timeout in zone, forced a difficult shot, but didn't secure the board.
Bosh having a strong game. Rose finding Noah. And a foul. Going to go against Bosh.
Well, good zone coverage, good contest by Noah, but you got to block out. They had an ample opportunity to secure the loose ball. Good feed by Wade off the scramble situation, and a good finish by Bosh.
You know, we talk about Tom Thibodeau holding players accountable. He's got a lot of players that hold themselves accountable. Noah 3 weeks ago came flat out. He wasn't playing well, said, I need to play better. And since then, he really has. We showed you his 5-game stretch recently. He's just such a high-energy player. Wasn't playing with the same energy that he had last year. One of the best front-court defenders in the NBA.
And frankly, Thibodeau had put he and Boozer both on the bench in closing time a number of games. I thought it was the right move. They have great depth, good pass by James against the zone. But I thought that was a good decision. Listen, you earn your minutes. You're not gifted minutes. That's been Chicago's mantra as we see the minutes here right now in the fourth quarter.
And there are not a lot of coaches who would not be hesitant to do. I mean, you're going to bruise your ego a little bit. Carlos Boozer is an all-star player. Noah's an all-NBA defender. But Tom Thibodeau doesn't care if it's going to bruise the ego. He's going to do whatever's best to win the game for his team. And it's not easy to do, especially when you have top-name players that you're making sit down at crunch time.
And one of the luxuries he has is very good front court depth with Asik and with Gibson. But even when Gibson was out, he played Scalabrine down the stretch for defensive purposes in one game over Boozer.
You know, Jeff, I'll give some credit too to Boozer and Noah. You know, both of those guys, they're not happy about sitting, but they don't complain about it. They might go with Tom Thibodeau and talk to him, but publicly they say the right things as Rose gets it back after the first miss, puts it back up and in. And there are not a lot of players who wouldn't publicly complain about that, but those two guys have taken the team first attitude.
As well they should, and you're right. Let's give them credit. At the same time, let's not give them too much credit for doing exactly what they should do, which is keep things in-house. Just because other stars would publicly complain and be unteam-like, let's not go overboard when somebody does the right thing to overpraise what should happen in sports.
But that's fantasy land, thinking that guys aren't going to complain, because everybody does, whether they're going on Twitter or it's rare that the guy doesn't say a word and takes the team approach first and says, all right, it's whatever the coach says. As long as we win, that's all that matters.
Listen, and players of great pride, like Noah and Boozer, they're seething inside. And they should be. Because what he's saying is we're better off in some games with other guys on the floor. But they're doing the right thing. Another nice play, Mike. But they're right. They did the right thing.
Well, Gibson picked up a couple of quick fouls. Since then, he's had some strong moves to the basket. And Chicago back within 5. Goes back in the man-to-man. Now James drills it. 17 first-half points for LeBron James. He's 7 of 9 from the field.
Good switch by the Bulls. Gibson switched on the pick and roll. Did a good job containing the dribble, but very good jumper by James.
Defensive 3 seconds. One shot technical. Again, you look at both these teams, the two best records in the East. They're off to their best start in years. Miami, best start in 12 years. Chicago, best start in 15 years, yet they've done it with some pretty significant injuries. As Rose hits the one-shot technical. Let's listen to an Eric Spoelstra huddle.
Way to move it. Way to move it. The space is great, guys. And just make the easy play right now, okay? If you're open, let it go. Otherwise, it's simple basketball right now.
Sometimes they make it look simple. There's Brewer trying to get free. Ball deflected, shot clock down to 2. Noah just gets it off in time and rolls off the rim. As Bosch grabs a rebound. Here's Wade. Nice move up and under Rose, who did not want to pick up his third there. First field goal for Wade. Brewer to Gibson. Chalmers, beautiful save. James. 2 minutes left here in the first half. It's been an entertaining first couple of quarters. Rose to the basket. Gibson trying to tip it. And Brewer the rebound. Boy, Gibson playing so hard out there as Hamilton drives to the basket, draws the foul.
Well, Chicago's greatest strength is their offensive rebounding. But the problem is when you have perimeter players go to the offensive board, you leave yourself vulnerable. Look at that team speed. The rebound, the outlet, the one dribble advance pass to Wade, and they're scoring right away. And it's really a hard decision. Do you let your perimeter players go to the offensive board because you know you need offensive rebounds? Or do you have to have them go immediately back in transition defense to try to prevent the onslaught of team speed by Miami?
Like, how do you normally set that up? Are there certain guys you don't want crashing the boards?
Well, yeah, and it has to be somewhat adjustable to the team you're playing. Certainly Richard Hamilton, I feel, is not an offensive rebounder, and yet he's been lurking in that area and not really been balancing the floor like he should be.
Hamilton 7 points. Missed a lot of games with a groin injury. They're getting the start here this afternoon. James and Thomas play catch. Wade comes off the screen. James posting up. Brewer uses his left hand. And Noah able to hold on to it. Rose the drive. somehow avoids the contact of Wade. I think they're going to call it on Wade. Yeah, Wade looked like Rose completely avoided him. But Wade's going to pick up his first foul.
Well, this is when Rose is so hard to guard in transition without the defense set. And again, he's trying to avoid the contact. I thought that one was a good call, but that could have been a no call as well.
I think their feet got a little entangled.
Yeah, which made him sort of shoot off balance.
Rose, after the early foul trouble, now with 13 points. Wade, difficult shot. He thought he got hit, so he threw it up. Nice feed to Hamilton running the floor. Hamilton misses the layup.
But Hamilton does have good speed to help their transition game.
Chalmers back to Haslam. Haslam loves that foul line jumper. 4.6 rebounds off the bench for Haslam. One of the best bench rebounders in the game. And when he played starters minutes, he was one of the best rebounders, period. Hamilton comes back, nails that one. Brewer staring at James. Wade behind the back, gets inside. What? Bosch able to pick it up and put it in. Chris Bosch, nice first half. With 14 points, that is, and 6 rebounds.
Last year in the playoffs, these teams had trouble scoring against each other. Not here tonight so far.
Bosch had a terrific series in those conference finals. Shot clock turned off. Hamilton gets past James, trying to draw some contact, and he does. The wily veteran, Hamilton. And he's going to get to the line with 1.7 remaining.
Does a good job jumping back in. And that was not called by the official who had the best angle. It was called all the way across the court. And I think the NBA officials have done a better job this year avoiding calling the ones where the offense has jumped back into the defense, which just happened there. That should have been a no call.
Coming up at halftime, Michael Wilbon, John Barry, Magic Johnson, Chris Broussard. They'll have the first half analysis. And Magic's top 5 teams in the East, I would venture to say Miami and Chicago are the top 2.
I think Magic should just cut it off at 2 or 3. Give Atlanta some props, and Indiana go to 4.
How about Philly?
And Philly. Yeah, you know what? We would go 5.
There you go.
Philly's done a great job this year.
Brewer deflects it, tries to save it, does, and that will end. Lucas throws it up. The first half comes to an end. Derrick Rose, after the slow start, 2 quick fouls. And Chicago fell behind by as many as 12, but he came back in the game, attacked the basket, and he's got 13 points in the first half to lead Chicago. Meanwhile, LeBron James 17, Chris Bosh 14, and Dwayne Wade 7 assists for the Miami Heat. And right now, let's go to Lisa.
It's like LeBron, you guys had a lot of easy buckets in that first half. What was working well for you guys?
We're just doing a good job of executing our game plan. We know it's going to be it's a great defensive team, so we just got to continue to move, work our offense, and try to get as many easy points as we can.
You had a 17-point first half. What impact do you think your bike ride over here is having on your day?
I don't know. My legs feel really good, but it was good to get out in the open field this morning, get a good bike ride, and then be prepared for the day's game.
You take the bike every day.
I think so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike?
But will he take the bike ride home? Or will he throw it back in the back of an SUV?
He'll pay someone to drive that one home.
The halftime show coming up with the gang back in the studio. Halftime of one of the marquee matchups of the NBA. First meeting of the season between Derrick Rose and the Bulls and LeBron James and the Miami Heat. A rematch of last year's Eastern Conference Finals. 2 quarters complete. Miami by 5. in Miami. A matchup between last year's Eastern Conference finalists. And as we get set for the third quarter, Heat leading the Bulls 56-51. And so far, so good in this one. A good matchup versus two of the NBA's best, two teams that are certainly championship contenders. And for the Miami Heat to score 56 points against the Bulls defense, that's pretty impressive.
Well, unlike last year in the Eastern Conference Finals where the scores were very low, today an offensive explosion. And one of the reasons is the transition game of both teams. Here, Chicago's committing too many people to the board. 4 guys below the free throw line. It gets knocked away, an unwise gamble. This is going to turn into a dunk by James. And then again, if you go to the offensive board, you better get it if you're a perimeter player. Hamilton and Brewer both commit to the offensive board. Don't get it. Wade gets his lone basket of the half.
And they went up by as many as 12 in that first half. Derrick Rose picked up 2 quick fouls, went to the bench, but Tom Thibodeau, realizing he couldn't sit him for long, put him right back in. That turned the whole game around.
I like how Rose has played. Being aggressive to the basket, but also finding players. Really figuring out when's it best to attack the score and when do you have to find others. Here, just really going to the board hard, finishes in the lane, and then a great pass across his body to Boozer for the 17-foot jumper. He made a couple nice plays to Korver as well. Some didn't turn into assists, but those are the type of plays Derrick Rose is going to have to make for Chicago to score against the very best defenses in the NBA.
Heat jumped out early. They led the entire first half as we get the third quarter underway. Again, Chicago, an excellent road team as we check in with Lisa's office.
Hey, Mike, I was talking to Tom Thibodeau. He said the key in the second half for the Bulls, just not turning the ball over and getting back into their defensive sets. He said offensively, we're really doing okay, but we have to do a better job of finishing on defense, challenging, blocking shots. Mike?
All right, Lisa. Well, Ronnie Brewer just finished on offense. 6 points now for Brewer. Again, no Luol Deng, and you can't underestimate what that means for Chicago, even with all their depth. Deng, one of the better two-way players in the league, for a guy that's never made an all-star team. Great hustle from Rose. Hamilton, Noah, Brewer. And Brewer fouled hard by Joel Anthony.
That should be a flagrant foul right there.
Noah feeling the same way.
It wasn't dirty, but the pull down to me, that has to be deemed unnecessary.
And again, the definition of a flagrant is unnecessary, flagrant 1, unnecessary and excessive, flagrant 2. Maybe he's trying to break his fall a little bit.
There's no question about that. It certainly wasn't dirty at all.
Brewer now makes it a 2-point game.
Good hustle by Rose to secure the loose ball. And then this is where Chicago's good. Noah's an excellent interior passer. And give Anthony credit, saved the point.
Brewer got it, but Bosch with a nice rejection. And it still remains a 2-point game. Bosch fouled. And he'll get to the line. Bosch had a strong first half, 14 points and 6 rebounds as Noah picks up his second. And Eric Spoelstra kind of takes exception when people talk about Bosch. Boy, he's playing so great. He kept saying, this is not breaking news. The guy is an all-star player who was a big-time scorer on a team, and now he's taken not as many shots, so he's not going to average as many. Yet when Wade goes out of the game or out of the lineup, during 9 games Wade was out of the lineup, his numbers were incredible. 26 points a game, 59% shooting.
Well, from March on last year, he was extremely efficient. As efficient as his time in Toronto. The guy has got the game of a first option type player. It's just on this team, they're not going to run as many things directed right at him.
He looks so much more comfortable this year, as you would expect. The whole team does. Brewer. And Anthony the rebound. Wade just 1 of 9 from the field in that first half, but 7 assists and no turnovers. That was a big stat for Miami. They only had 4 turnovers. James draws the foul. Brewer not particularly fond of the call, and James goes back to the line. Only Dwight Howard has taken more free throws this season than he.
Well, good isolation in the post. And Brewer takes a tough call right there. Used his chest well. James initiated the contact. I think the little slap down brought him the foul.
Well, LeBron James talked about a lot earlier in the season. He's not playing angry this year. He's playing pretty darn well being a happy guy. It is really night and day from last year to this year in terms of the scrutiny, the criticism.
Let's face it, his mood as Rose draws the foul. He can play well in any mood. Angry, happy, joyous, depressed.
He'll be just fine.
He'll be fine.
But you look last year, I still think that last year's Miami Heat team was the most scrutinized professional team in the history of pro sports. And I'm talking about national scrutiny. I mean, you know, there were those old Yankee teams that used to fight in New York. Everybody analyzed every little thing. But from a national standpoint, I don't think any team was overanalyzed and over-scrutinized more than them.
To be fair, they brought a lot of that on themselves by their bold
there's no question.
celebration.
And that's really what started the whole thing. And that's what started a lot of the idea that they play the role of the villain. And still, a lot of people still want them to lose, but it's so different this year. Chalmers got bumped by Rose, and LeBron James talked about that with us the other day.
I think last year was a blueprint for us all, and this year is definitely a lot different. It's more calm. It's more just about basketball than anything, and it's given us an opportunity to just think about the game itself. And also, I think last year definitely has helped us in the fact that there's nothing really that we didn't see last year. So there's nothing that can surprise us now.
Well, they did see everything last year. Wade, difficult shot there. Well defended by Hamilton.
Hamilton's taller and longer than you would expect.
Rose, nice crossover to the basket, puts it in. Beautiful move from Derrick Rose. Such a sharp cut on such a small little area. Rose now 17. Deflected again, Hamilton. Back to back. Nice defensive plays. Sets up Rose. Rose on the drive again. Blocked by Joel Anthony. Wade releases down the other end and throws it down.
When your point guard penetrates to the basket, the way you get floor balance is either your shooting guard or your small forward or both have got to cover the backcourt. That's not happening right now for Chicago.
First, the defensive play from Joel Anthony. A starter that doesn't score very much for this explosive offensive team as Hamilton is short. And Anthony plays such an important role. They've done a good job on the boards. Miami +5 in the rebounds. Brewer knocks it away. There's Anthony, a rare shot. And no other rebound. Hamilton sidesteps. Ball poked out of Noah's hands. LeBron James able to track it down, feeding Wade. Tom Thibodeau calls timeout. He wanted to foul down the other end. Instead, Miami turning a turnover into a slam dunk.
Well, most times when you don't finish your transition opportunities, they turn into transition opportunities for your opponent. Here, James tracks down the loose ball and finds Wade. Joel Anthony with the block, which ignites Wade for the dunk.
As a professional basketball player, I think we hold a responsibility to be heroes and to be role models. Kids look up to us just like when we were kids and we looked up certain sports figures. I told myself if I have ever had an opportunity to give back to the communities where I'm from or where I played, I was going to do that to see kids' smiles and to see them have that unforgettable moment. It's something I just do because I enjoy it.
LeBron James giving back to the community, and LeBron James also giving back to his teammates. Once again, this team lethal in the open floor. Tom Thibodeau was a good defensive player from what I understand, getting in stance, but he's not allowed to draw the charge there.
That's a freight train coming at you right there.
Rose. Poked away. Wade picks it up. Hamilton does a good job not going for any of those fakes. Thibodeau said he's a better defender than he thought. As Bosh is fouled. Chris Hamilton played on very good defensive teams with the Pistons. A lot of it was team defense. But Thibodeau's been impressed with his individual defense. Boozer, meanwhile, picks up his 4th foul. Bosh likes playing against the Bulls in that 5-game playoff series last year. He had a couple of 30-point games. He was their second scorer behind LeBron James. That series was Chicago in the Eastern Conference Finals. They won game 1, but then the Heat reeled off 4 straight. And Bosh was saying it was a lot tougher series than what you would think a 5-game series is.
In the words of Kevin Garnett, it was a bar fight.
Now you have to repeat that phrase at least 10 times in 20 seconds.
That was one of the great post-game interviews I've ever seen.
On TNT Thursday with Craig Sager, where he wouldn't even let Sager ask a question. He just kept saying it was a bar fight. It was a bar fight. That was after they came back from how many down to Orlando?
Well, 27 at one point.
Right. Celtics really starting to show signs of life. Especially Paul Pierce, way pretty shot, can't finish. Nearly tipped in by Anthony. Bosh gets it back. Rose looking for an opening. That's a difficult shot. He makes it look easy.
The distance of that floater makes it especially hard. That's like a 12-foot floater.
One-handed floater like that. James comes off the screen. Stripped. And the Bulls forcing the turnover there. Brewer struggling a bit with his dribble. Hamilton, hot step, that's a travel.
Coming off a transition pick and roll. Just a little bit in front of the free throw line to make that shot.
Over a 6'10" guy.
You can always give me the super slow-mo. You can't over super slow-mo.
19 now for Rose. Pass again deflected. Hamilton has done some really good things defensively. Miami 4 turnovers in the first half, 4 this quarter. And this was a problem for them earlier this season as Rose trying to draw the foul, nearly put that one in.
Last 2 possessions, Chicago's mismanaged their semi-transition opportunities.
Wade, blocking foul. Will be called on Brewer, and that's going to be 3 on Brewer. Now Thibodeau thought should have been a foul on this end.
I thought that no call right there was correctly called. The snapping of your head back is not the reason to call a foul. These players have become such good floppers that they snap their head back. James is really good at it now. Wade's good at it. Rose is good at it. That if you just go by their body contortions, you're going to miscall a lot of calls. And so right there, I thought that was good officiating to hold back from giving the head snap the call.
Yeah, Joel Anthony does a great job of going up vertically, not leaning forward. He's such a good defender.
Coming up in the midway point here, third quarter from Miami. First meeting of the season. They'll play 4 times this year. Noah flips it up. Nice spin move. 11.7 boards, 4 assists for Noah. And he's playing in a nice rhythm last couple of weeks.
Being very assertive offensively with his opportunities.
Bosch, top of the key. 20 for Bosch. Rose puts his head down, drives, and draws the foul. Anthony not happy with that call.
But if you watch his head movement again, you would think there is incredible amounts of contact. He does a good job of attacking.
You just snap it back.
Yeah, you snap your head back.
I don't know. I mean, Anthony looked like he held on pretty well there.
But that's what makes it so difficult to officiate. It's happening in real speed. You're seeing what you assume to be contact, and why would a guy snap his head back like that? And it's to draw contact. I mean, that's a little bit of contact down low.
Yeah, I think the right hand hit.
But certainly, these guys are really good at overemphasizing very little contact.
Rose now 9 for 9 from the free throw line. He's the game's leading scorer with 21. Back to 4. Largest lead was 12 by Miami. Chicago has never led. James drive, blocked by Noah. And that's 3 rejections for Joakim Noah. .11 to shoot. Bosch again, same spot. And Noah rips down his 8th rebound. Rose for 3. Haslam. Inside, good transition defense from Chicago. Way down low. Rose trying to strip ball, knocked out of bounds. Still Miami ball.
But they built a wall around James in that transition opportunity. So there wasn't that big crease in the defense that he could attack and exploit.
Low pass. James couldn't handle it. Knocked out of bounds. It's still going to be Miami ball. Shot clock still at 11. Noah on James. Jump shot. Perfect. He's got 20.
As the years have gone on, he's developed a better and better balance on that jump shot.
Well, what you pointed out to earlier, the 3-point's just not taking as many 3-pointers. Rose, that little flip shot again, makes it look so easy, and it's so difficult. He's got 10 of his 23 here in this third period. We still have 4 minutes to go in the quarter. And Eric Spoelstra wants a timeout. The 2 best teams in the East, 2 of the best teams in the NBA, coming off last year's conference final matchup in a good one here this afternoon from Miami. American Airlines Arena in Miami as the Heat leading by 4. 2 of the best players in the NBA, 2 all-NBA first-teamers, 2 former MVPs battling it out. LeBron James, a big fan of Derrick Rose.
I admire his passion. I admire how humble he is about the game. And, you know, I think the only word that he really cares about is winning. You know, and, you know, for him to be as young as he is, to have a franchise on his back and to be able to carry it, you know, in his home city. I think he's great, not only for the city of Chicago, he's great for the NBA. You know, he's great for, you know, all kids that looks up to him as well. You know, he's an unbelievable talent. And I'm looking forward to joining him on the Olympic team.
LeBron James knows a little bit about playing for your hometown team, and it can be very difficult
with so many friends and family around. Sometimes for other players, it's easy to get out of your hometown. Rose is so embraced and he loves playing in Chicago. One of the reasons he says he gets to see his mom all the time.
Yeah, and fairly presumptuous of LeBron James. There's 20 people left, and he's assuming that he's going to make the Olympic team. Let's talk to Coach K about that. Coach K may say, I want to go in a different direction.
Yeah.
Like the silver medal. Yeah. Or out of that job, by the way.
Rose again. That time won't go. And James able to hold off, grab his 7th rebound.
And this 4 small lineup with James at the 4 is very difficult to defend if you're Chicago.
Just drills it. That jumper looks so smooth this afternoon. Lead back up to 6. Deflected by Battier.
Their hands are so active. Hamilton's tried that pass a couple times tonight, and it's led to deflections and steals.
10 turnovers for Chicago, only 8 for Miami. We'll go 4 of them here in this period. James flips it up. Back there won't go. Noah able to tip it to himself.
It's one of Gibson's greatest strengths is his ability to move his feet and guard smaller players.
Carry call on Hamilton. Let's listen to an Eric Spoelstra recent huddle.
Trust each other right now. Ball's got to move, find the open guy. We got to win all the loose balls, ball in the air, ball on the floor. We just got to win those. Got to take care of the ball. Do not be casual.
We felt they were casual earlier this season. Had one film session where they showed every turnover for the entire season, spliced it all together. They've done a much better job recently in taking care of the ball, and certainly here this afternoon. James drives, draws some contact, just barrels his way in. Is it going to be on Noah? So Noah picks up his 3rd.
Well, Noah didn't see the ball, so it was driven at him as he was opening up. It was just a collision.
So James to the free throw line with 2:26 remaining. In attendance here is the Bulls Vice President of Basketball Operations, John Paxson. Of course, played on the championship Bulls team. And we just want to recognize John's oldest son, Ryan, just arrived in Afghanistan yesterday to begin his tour there. He's a Marine, signed up a couple of years ago and now starting his tour. John is so proud of Ryan, obviously. And talking to him before the game, obviously an anxious dad. I said, can't wait when Ryan comes home. I'd love to meet him, be able to shake his hand and say thank you. Rose misses, Miller the rebound. By the way, Mickey Arison, the owner of the Heat, he does a great job honoring the troops as James drives, tried to dunk it, ball knocked loose, picked up by Rose. Ahead to Brewer. Back to Corbin. Brewer gets an open look. In and out and in again.
And Mike, you made reference to the Heat's pre-game ceremony that honors the military. I think around professional sports, they do an outstanding job of acknowledging the sacrifices, not only of the military personnel, but also their families.
They've always done it here in Miami. Mark Cuban is wonderful at it in Dallas as well. Korver the steal, back pass from Cole. And Rose will reset. Just under a minute and a half remaining here in this 3rd period. Rose drives, left-handed, banks it in. Lead back to 4 again.
When you freeze LeBron James with a dribble move, you're pretty good. Right there, inside-out move by Derrick Rose, froze James for the left-handed layup.
Cole pulls up. Sheik the rebound. And a minute remaining. In the first half, Miami went up by 12. Bulls came back. Here they've gone up again here in the 3rd quarter. Bulls keep coming back. Brewer, difficult shot. And a foul. Late whistle, but Monty McCutchen saw. He says Haslam with the personal. So Brewer's going to go to the line. First foul on Haslam.
Well defended. Not much contact, but the arms are not up straight. They came down a little bit.
Well, when a legendary explorer mysteriously goes missing on the Amazon River, his family begins a dangerous search to find him. From executive producer Steven Spielberg. The River series premiere Tuesday, February 7th at 8 Central on ABC.
Is that true story? The River, or is that like just like a hypothetical made-up series?
Well, Steven Spielberg, you're almost expected to be true, but no, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite albums.
Right.
The Springsteen album, The River.
Well, who cares?
Who says album anymore anyway?
By the way, he's going on tour again.
Well, there you go. So we give him a little. James. Battier the rebound. And he'll hold it for the final shot. Tom Thibodeau annoyed. Didn't get that rebound.
Yeah, very good defensive sequence to force the contested two-point jumper. Just didn't figure a way to finish off the possession.
James pulls up, puts it in with 0.2 of a second remaining. And that will end the third. LeBron James now 26 to lead all scores. As he finishes up strong here, he scored the last 8 Heat points. Derrick Rose, though, had 12 of his 25 here in the third for Chicago. A terrific battle between the Bulls and the Heat. This presentation of NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
In that third quarter, how do you get the pace back to where you guys like it?
Well, it starts with getting some stops. We got to play off some misses, and we can't let them force us into 1 or 0 pass possessions. We've got to move the ball when we're in the half court, help each other with that. But we'd like to get some more in the open.
You told your guys in that third quarter to trust each other, don't play casual. What'd you mean by that?
Well, you see the turnovers we had. We had some casual turnovers there, and they seized their opportunity off those mistakes.
Thank you very much. Mike.
All right, Lisa Shane Battier seizing that opportunity, knocks down the 3, and the lead is 8th largest of the second half for Miami. They led by 12 in the first half.
And that all started with an ill-advised gamble by Brewer for the steal, which forced rotation and the open jumper by Battier.
Sheik, Gibson, Rose, Brewer, and Korver in the game. And a travel ball on a Sheik. Let's listen to the Tom Thibodeau huddle.
We got to dig down, man. We got to get that long rebound. Now look, man, we got to get stopped. Those second shots are killing us.
Only 8 second chance points for Miami. As Battier goes back, but they've been timely buckets for the Heat. After good defensive sequences, the Bulls couldn't get the rebound. Battier pass inside, deflected by Rose. And still Miami ball with 2.9 to shoot. Wade on the bench right now to start the fourth. Boozer returns for Chicago.
I really like the addition of the 0.1 of a second on the shot clock in the last 5 seconds. It's so much easier for players and coaches to plan knowing the exact amount of time.
The difference between 2 and 2.9 is huge.
It's 9/10 from what I can gather.
Oh! James turns around and knocks down the 3. And a timeout. Chicago had words for Gibson after putting it in as the Heat open up an 11-point lead.
I'm going to tell you what, all of Miami's going to be biking to work tomorrow morning if these are the results. Good execution, but that is an incredible shot that is well defended by Taj Gibson.
Area coverage brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Heat up by 11. Another terrific performance from LeBron James.
Most people try to take away James's right-hand drive, but he actually shoots the ball off the dribble better to his left, coming off to his left there. And then who can forget the early lob? I'm sorry, Lucas family and John Lucas. They keep playing it.
a season, Jeff, where so many guys are still trying to find their legs, get their shooting up. Shooting numbers are down as Rose gets inside. Blocked by James. But Korver answers back with a big three there. What a terrific rejection.
Let's face it, there's been far different levels of professionalism by different players using the lockout. Some came in shape and in great shape. Others still aren't in shape and probably won't be the entire season.
Oh, short, Korver the rebound. Whereas James comes in, he's second in scoring. Again, third in field goal percentage at 55%. Rose kicks it out, Brewer. Brewer leans in. That's off the mark. Gibson on James. Now Boozer has him. James steps back. Not that time. Rebound Gibson. And a foul on Miller. But he has just been spectacular. The shooting percentage is just, it's unbelievable. Second in the NBA in free throws made and attempted. Only Dwight Howard more. Now he's going to get a breather.
It's interesting. Eric Spoelstra in the first half had both Wade and James out at the same time. Remember back to the great Bulls teams with Jordan and Pippen, Phil Jackson used to have at least one on the floor at all times.
Boozer throws it in, and Eric Spoelstra doesn't like the last couple of defensive possessions, so he calls timeout. Gives his two stars a little bit of a longer rest, and with 9:17 remaining, still a 6-point game.
Thanks for watching ESPN on ABC, home of the NBA Finals.
Welcome back to Miami, where the Bulls trail the Heat by 6 points. Carlos Boozer and his family live here in Miami in the offseason, so his family is here at the arena today. You may remember the E60 story that I did on the Boozers a few years ago about how Carlos's oldest son, Carmani, was born with a severe case of sickle cell anemia. And rather than try to manage and him being in pain for his entire life, doctors wanted to try a radical procedure to just clean out his blood so he wouldn't have the disease anymore. But they needed a genetic match. So the Boozers had twins, Cameron and Caden, so that they could use a sibling to cure Carmani of sickle cell anemia. And that's exactly what happened. Carmani isn't in remission. He isn't just doing well. He is sickle cell free, a normal, healthy little boy, thanks to his little brothers, Caden and Cameron. Mike?
Talk about brotherly love. What a wonderful story. There's terrific family he has. As Rose drives, throws it up. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, but if I'm Pops and I'm watching this film, if my kid is yelling, "Let's go Heat," like we just saw, I got a problem. We live here. You like LeBron James, that's one thing. You can't go against Pop's team.
I think he just got caught up in the moment.
Oh, no. We're going to have a long talk.
Boozer's had a very interesting life. He was born in Germany, went to high school in Alaska. This is what he tells people. He went to high school in Alaska. And there he says, "Let's go eat." It's over.
Really?
That's just part of the entertainment value of the game. I'm sure they're rooting for the Bulls.
If Carlos Boozer got eye contact with his son at that time, he's leaving the court and going up there to discipline his son. No?
No, I see your point. He says when he told people he lived in Alaska, they used to, "Did you live in an igloo?" He says, "No, I didn't live in igloos, and I didn't wrestle polar bears." Now he's got a wonderful family, and he's on a team that's in a chance to win a championship. And that team now within 4 again.
This is the ultimate hang-around game. You would not suspect that they would be this close. With Dang being out, C.J. Watson out.
Rose inside to Gibson. Nice reverse for Gibson, and it's back to 2. A 9-0 run by Chicago. Every time the Heat look like they're ready to open this up a little bit, the Bulls respond. And still plenty of time remaining. Bosch spinning against Gibson. Flips it up and in. That's a difficult shot.
Yeah, very well defended. The big-time shot by Bosch. And remember last year, Mike, Wade had trouble and really struggled against the Bulls in the Eastern Conference Finals. Having another struggle today.
Rose puts it in. A high floater this time. Comes out with a smile on his face. Bosch fakes. LeBron James right now on the bench. Bosch gets past Gibson. And Korver's out of bounds when he touches it. And now LeBron James coming in the game.
This stuff is indescribable. This is taking place at 8 feet over good help defense with a little bit of a bump. Wow. And interesting, Chicago going zone on the baseline out of bounds play as well.
With 6 to shoot. Cole catches, shoots, way off. By the way, Rose now has 29 points. That's the most an individual player has scored against Miami so far this season. Rose shaking. Inside, banks it in. Another gorgeous play from Rose. He's got 31 and the game is tied. Timeout Miami. The league's MVP putting on a show here at the American Airlines Arena. Rose had early foul trouble. Went to the bench. Since then, he has been just brilliant here on the road against one of the best defenses in the NBA. A 13-2 run for Chicago. Derrick Rose, spectacular here this afternoon against the Miami Heat.
Well, any of these three could be plays of the game. Great crossover, dribble, and then the long floater, nothing but net, and then the spin, the split, and the English on the ball.
He's made all these highlight plays, but let's go back about 10 and a half minutes left in the game. The Heat were up 11. Rose drives to the basket. LeBron James gets a huge block shot, goes out, and Kyle Korver hits a three. That was a huge bucket right there because the Bulls were reeling a little bit as James is fouled and was in the act of shooting. Those are the type of plays. He doesn't make that. They go down and score. Then it's a 13-point game, a whole different scenario. Instead, we're all tied up with 6.5 to play. James 6 of 9 from the free throw line. And here was the play. Again, it's an 11-point lead at the time. James makes a great block. But right to Korver. And all of a sudden, it's 8.
It is a fine line.
Boy, oh boy.
And some luck is always involved.
The way you said that, like you were thinking of certain particular losses.
Well, there have been a few of those. And incredible wins just because of, you got the benefit of a break of the ball.
Shot blocked by Wade. Hamilton gets it back. Boozer tied up. And it's still going to be Chicago ball with 7 to shoot. We've seen some just terrific defense from both teams during stretches of this game. And it's a fairly high-scoring game by this year's NBA standard. Rose again flips it up. That one's short. James, Haslam, Chalmers, Bosch, and Wade on the floor right now for Miami. LeBron James has about 100 pounds on Rip Hamilton. Wade stripped. Korver comes up with it. Boozer puts it up. And Bosch able to get the rebound. 22 points, 10 rebounds for Chris Bosch. And a foul on Hamilton. It's going to be 4 on Hamilton. And for Chicago, it's only their second team foul. Time for the NBA National television big board once again. ESPN later tonight. Spurs and Mavericks. Monday NBA TV. Good doubleheader. Chicago, Washington, Oklahoma City.
Good
Clippers.
doubleheader? What are you talking about? Chicago, Washington is a good double. If you're going to say that's a good doubleheader, then any 2 games in the NBA is a good doubleheader.
Derrick Rose and John Wall. I like watching point guard matchups. Offensive foul on LeBron James. By the way, that TNT next Thursday. They're going to announce the All-Star starters, and the coverage begins early at 7 p.m. So an early start to hear the All-Star starters, and then a good doubleheader afterwards.
No, that is a good doubleheader.
I like watching John Wall and Derrick Rose. That's going to be fun to watch. Wall tries to find his game.
Oh, my goodness.
The glass is half full. Rose to Boozer. Brewer fakes. Back out. Derrick Rose a 3. Noah just couldn't control it.
They just don't have as much three-point shooting without Bogan's in the starting lineup, Dang's out. They just don't have as much.
James just slowly, methodically works his way inside and scores again. He's got 33, and the Heat back up by 4. Timeout, Chicago. So strong, and he says this is where he's become better this year in the low post.
Well, he's played by a 2-guard in Ronnie Brewer, who's defended him well, but help has got to come when he gets into the paint. That's just too late and too slow to come down and give support to Brewer against that strong back-end move. Look at this back-end blow, driving Brewer back. That's just too easy.
It's just single coverage. A guy like as good a defender as Brewer is, he has no chance there.
Well, at some point, you've got to pull that trigger and come down and give help. Because if not, it turns out to be just like that. It's a layup.
Again, a part of LeBron James's game. He spoke to us earlier about that particular aspect on improving his game this year.
I think I'm a lot better in the low post, and I'm a lot better, off the dribble, as far as off the dribble shots. I did a lot of that in the off season, mainly in the low post. I'm just trying to work on my game and figuring out ways I can get better and score a lot easier. I feel like if I improve throughout the off season, it's going to help the team that I'm playing with, going into the fall. So, I spent a lot of time down there.
Just unstoppable one-on-one like that. You see the two of the big stars in this game, both having just remarkable afternoons. And still 4:48 remaining, and this is again just the first of 4 meetings between the two in the regular season. Most expect them to meet again in the playoffs. It could turn into a great rivalry. 2 excellent teams, 2 teams with still a lot of years being in contention. And as Boozer drives, offensive foul. Haslem, one of the best in the league at throwing charges, does that. And that's 5 on Boozer.
And he knows that Boozer would rather drive left than right. Good job by Haslem to move his feet. And Boozer just has not had a good night offensively when presented his opportunities.
3 of 8 from the field, just 6 points, 6 rebounds for Boozer. Brewer trying to deny. Again, here's where the Bulls do miss Luol Deng. Trying to guard James, drives hard. Kicks it out, Bosch gets another open look. At that time, and Hamilton. Here's Rose down the other end, mishandled it. And that'll stop what could have been an exciting play. Rose fires away. Not a great shot there.
The one he missed earlier off ball movement, that was a catch and shoot 3 that could have given a lead. Good shot. That, he can do better.
Wade to the basket. And Noah with the foul. And then Wade smacks his hand away. The two jawing at each other as Wade will shoot 2 free throws. Noah picks up his 4th. And a technical foul, double technical against both Wade and Noah. You see Noah Bringing the hand down after the foul. Wade responds. Players get fouled. Nothing much to do about nothing.
So why did Wade get a technical?
Slapping the hand after the whistle.
No, but they didn't call the technical right away when he did that. To me, he didn't do anything. He gets fouled. He doesn't really slap it away. Noah comes at him. He just turns around. See, I don't like the double technical. Never have. Get the guy that instigates whatever problem there is, give him the technical, and move on.
Well, results, no free throws on the technicals, just a free throw on the drive. Lead is up to 5 now, under 4 to play. Hamilton to Noah, nice pass, stripped off his leg, and it's Miami ball. Excellent defensive play. And it's Haslem in the midst of it once again.
Good pass by Richard Hamilton on the roll. Great deflection and stripped by LeBron James.
That was James who made the play. There's still the 3.5 remaining. Wade flips that one up. Soft touch goes through. A 7-0 run. Timeout Chicago after they climb back from 12 down to tie it. LeBron James and the Miami Heat have responded once again. 33 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. And some breathing room for the Heat.
Seen a number of these floaters and runners today. The touch here by Wade. You've seen it by Rose. Those are difficult shots. But against great defense, you take the shot blocker out of the game by being able to release the ball quickly and from distance.
But still, plenty of time remaining for Chicago with 3:26. Rose and James have been brilliant. Wade's been doing more distributing. He has 7 assists in the game. And Chris Bosh having a double-double with 22 and 10. As we said, this is the first of 4 meetings between the two. This is going to be a great rivalry. They're clearly the 2 best teams in the East. I mean, teams like Indiana, Atlanta, Philadelphia, all good teams, but these 2 are clearly the 2 best.
Yeah, the deepest, the best, and really have that experience that you need to go forward. I think it's going to be, to watch these games, it's going to really be fun to see how they try to exploit each other's weaknesses.
And again, both teams have dealt with injuries. Let's not forget Chicago without Luol Deng. They have the 2 best records. Meanwhile, the Bulls are down to 1 timeout remaining. Neither team in the penalty yet, as we're under 3.5 left. Hamilton tied up by Wade and Haslem. Gibson the drive, flips it up and in. Gibson doesn't have a lot of points, but he's had some good attacks to the rim.
He has, and when he scores, he gives them a good option because he's a very versatile defender, shot blocker, and rebounder.
I showed you that earlier about 4th quarter crunch time minutes. He's the man in there. Wade is fouled. And as Hamilton and Gibson converge, it's going to go against Chicago. So Wade back to the line, where he's 6 of 8 this afternoon.
And Hamilton in that situation has to force Wade to use the screen.
My mistake, the foul's on Noah. That's 5 on Noah. And Noah did reach in. So again, this is a rematch of last year's Eastern Conference Finals. Coming up on Wednesday night, ESPN's going to have a rematch of the Western Conference Finals. As Oklahoma City, the Thunder and the Mavericks face off in Dallas. Second game is the Clippers and the Jazz from Utah, NBA Wednesday. Is that a great doubleheader?
I think the Bobcats and the Wizards would be an outstanding single game to feature on every national network simultaneously.
Under 3 minutes remaining.
Can you say shill?
Hamilton. And a costly turnover there as Brewer didn't handle the pass. 15 turnovers for Chicago.
Listen, down the stretch, it's hard enough to get a good shot, but you have to get a shot. They've had far too many turnovers.
Well, the Heat #1 in the NBA in forcing turnovers. Chicago turns it over more than they normally do. James. Gibson got a piece of it, and Gibson very upset. He thought that was a clean block. So James back to the free throw line. 3 fouls on Gibson.
And it was a very good block.
Yep.
Again, sometimes you officiate the fall down where you just have to focus on the play. And it's hard to do sometimes, but this is an outstanding block by Gibson.
.35 for LeBron James. Lead is up to 8 again. Bulls can't afford many empty possessions now. A 10-2 run. Boozer you see back in the game. Hamilton against Wade. Tough shot from Hamilton. In and out. Fight for the rebound. James tries to save it. He does to Chalmers. Good hustle from LeBron James. He is playing at an unbelievable level this season. Haslam. James tips it out. Bosh got a piece perhaps as well. Wade flips it up. Haslam's tip won't go. LeBron James the rebound. And he landed before he released it. I don't know if he did. It was close. Either way, they say Chicago ball. He didn't have to shoot.
It was a very poor choice. They should have pulled the ball back out, gathered, and run more time off the clock.
That was sort of just about hit as he was releasing it. Very close. And the Bulls have one more run in him. Boozer spins and puts it in.
And that's what Boozer can do better than any of the bigs on the Bulls, is catch and have a quick release in traffic.
With either hand, Boozer knocks it away. Good steal. Here comes Rose. Rose back for Hamilton. Hamilton misses the tip, won't go. Boozer now saves it back to Rose. Rose, short. Rebound Hamilton. Hamilton's jumper. That won't go. Fight for the rebound. Still loose. Boozer puts it up. That's good. And it's back to 4. Great effort from the Chicago Bulls to get those 2 points.
And it was all initiated by a trap of Wade at half court as he brought the ball up. Led to a steal. The initial transition didn't produce what they wanted, but they were relentless in the scramble. Good trap by Gibson. Rotation by Boozer. And a great play by Derrick Rose. They just didn't convert, but give the Bulls a lot of credit for their second, third, and fourth efforts.
Counting the tip at 6 shots. The best offensive rebounding team in the NBA. Does it again. And it's back to 4, so this one far from over. Chicago, last year they battled back. There were so many games they came back. They were down by double figures and would come back, even in the fourth quarter. And as Tom Thibodeau's team defensively, so capable of forcing turnovers as well. With 1:16 remaining. Coming up tonight on ESPN, we've got the Spurs and the Mavericks from Dallas. Our Sunday night game.
Is Nowitzki coming back?
Oh, by the way, Greg Popovich, he was asked, he goes, how are you dealing with the lockout, the shortened season, the compressed schedule? So he says to the reporter that asked him, are you married? How does your wife put up with you? She has to. She has no choice. It's the same thing here. You have no choice. Quit your crying and deal with it. A classic Greg Popovich quote.
They should do a book on all of his quotes.
Meanwhile, I love what Dirk Nowitzki said the other day. Mavericks have been up and down. He said, I have not seen one team in the West I'm scared of. We can compete with anybody.
Then he's not watched Oklahoma City Thunder.
Well, they beat them once. They actually played them pretty well.
I understand. But he is somebody that if he is not a little scared, there's something wrong. Because they're pretty darn good.
They play Wednesday on ESPN in Dallas.
You're doing that game.
Yep. Coming up on a minute remaining. Heat holding on to a 4-point lead. Shot clock at 7. James drives. Tough fall-away shot, way off. Rebound tip. And here comes Rose. Not a good possession there for Miami. Rose drives. Count it, and a foul. Derrick Rose can make it a 1-point game with a free throw. There's Rose now. A spectacular performance. He's got 33.
Tremendous defensive possession by the Bulls. And great body control by Rose to draw the contact and then still, from a tough angle, to make that little 8-foot floater.
He's made so many difficult shots this afternoon. And the free throw. Now he's 12 for 12 from the line. Makes it a 1-point game. A 7-0 run. They were down by 11. Came back to tie it. Then they fell down by 8. And once again within a point. James double team. Good help from Gibson. Shot clock down to 6. James puts his head down, drives. Difficult shot, won't go. Boots with the rebound. Here comes Rose. Knocked away from behind by Wade. Rose gets it back. And then Rose is fouled. And the Heat in the penalty, so Rose can give the Bulls their first lead of the game at the free throw line.
Even though the numbers don't look like it's a good play, I like Rose pushing the ball in transition. And I would have rather seen that be an out-of-bounds call, Mike. I don't know about you, but the ball goes out of bounds. I would just have felt better if that ball would have been on the baseline.
And Rose misses his first fourth-quarter free throw this year. He had been 28 for 28 from the line at the free throw line in the fourth quarter. Well, Haslam did bump into him. I see what you're saying, but now he's got a chance to tie it. Rose has played 44 of the first 47 minutes. Misses both. And James the rebound.
They have to foul.
And they have to foul. Noah fouls James. And Noah's fouled out as Rose, who hadn't missed a free throw all game, hadn't missed one in the fourth quarter all season, misses 2 critical ones there. You can see the disappointment. He's been brilliant this afternoon with 34 points, so many difficult shots. And now, the Chicago Bulls have to hope for some missed free throws, or even if LeBron James hits a pair, they still, obviously, it's a one-possession game. Well, the Bulls have 1 timeout remaining. The Heat have 1 timeout remaining. And neither team with a foul to give.
And they got a free 20-second timeout there with Noah fouling out. You have 30 seconds to substitute.
So James from the line, 10 for 13. James has been shooting better from the line recently. He had big free throws in the fourth quarter the other night in the victory against the Pistons. 8 for 8 in the fourth. There you see his season percentage and his numbers this afternoon. 2 extraordinary performances, LeBron James and Derrick Rose. Rolls off. And the Bulls still very much alive. Now, does Tom Thibodeau call timeout here, or did they just discuss it in that last one?
I would say he's going to call his final timeout here.
James misses both. Wade nearly saved it.
Oh, the whistle blew.
The whistle blew. The players stopped. I heard a whistle, and now the officials are going to discuss it. Wade knocked it out of Gibson's hands. Now, because the ball went out of bounds, the officials could actually go to the video and look at it.
Yeah, but the ball is loose.
Unless they say that Wade was out of bounds when he deflected it off of Gibson. That would give them the option, the trigger to go look at the replay.
Good play by Wade. Bad play by Richard Hamilton not to keep him off the board. No, the ball's not even out of bounds.
No, but Wade, when he touched it, I think his left foot was out of bounds. That's the key to the whole thing. When Wade deflected it, was he out of bounds? So they're going to look at the replay. Maybe not. Nope, they're going to jump it up at center court. An inadvertent whistle, because we definitely heard the whistle.
Wade was in bounds.
Now, earlier in the game in the first half, I thought I heard a whistle from the stands. And a couple of players hesitated. You could hear the whistle faintly on that replay.
That was blown, I believe, on the floor.
It appeared to be. So now they'll jump it at center court. Let's listen and watch again. I don't know, was Wade's foot down when he deflected it? It was very close, Jeff. So it's going to be Gibson and LeBron James. 16.8 remaining.
4 straight free throws missed by big-time players.
James wins the tip. Tom Thibodeau upset. I think he thought he stole the tip. It was close to that. You're supposed to wait till it reaches its highest point, and I think that's what Tom Thibodeau's upset with. All right, foot inbounds there.
But here's the thing. Hamilton's got to keep Wade off the board. You know he's coming. And then Gibson's got to secure the ball like you know someone's going to come and strip it.
Chalmers a very good free throw shooter. .6 remaining. Chalmers very confident going to the line after Derrick Rose first missed 2, then LeBron James missed 2. And Chalmers misses one. Boozer, the rebound, lost the ball! Still loose! Picked up by Rose, and he calls timeout. The Heat wanted to travel. Rose, as he grabbed it, is yelling timeout and falling down. Oh, what a wild finish. And it's only a 2-point game. Chicago out of timeouts with a chance to win it or tie it. Oh, my. Boozer looked like he had it secured, and he's calling time, but he lost it as he was calling timeout. And then Rose gets it and calls time as he's falling backwards.
Traveling. I'm going to tell you what, if I was Tom Thibodeau, I might just put Kyle Korver in, put everybody flat, and have Derrick Rose take the ball in the backcourt and just dribble up and shoot a 3 and run out of here, make or miss. They have done a great job today being undermanned and figuring out ways to try to stay in the game and have a chance to win it.
It has been a terrific game between two of the NBA's heavyweights, and it's not over yet. Again, the Bulls have trailed the entire game.
James on Derrick Rose, much like last year in the Eastern Conference Finals down the stretch of games.
Rose comes out, good ball denial. Boozer back up to Rose. Rose splits. Rose drives, leans in, puts it up. Short, no good. Rebound, Bosh. And Bosh is fouled with a couple of tenths of a second remaining. Right now it's his 1/10. They might put time back on. And the Bulls did not get a good clean look there.
Well, good split by Rose. Hamilton's open in the corner.
And it looks like they're not going to put any time on, so that will do it. Bulls are out of timeouts. As Boozer is just fouled out. As some of the fans heading for the exits after watching one of the more exciting games in the NBA this season. And Bosh has had 22 points and 12 rebounds. Almost a charge. Rose against Haslam.
And they had a chance at a second shot, but Boozer just couldn't grasp the ball.
Now, 1/10 of a second, you can't catch and shoot. And if the ball's missed here, it'll take up by the time you get the rebound, so this one's over. A tough loss for Chicago. They battle back hard as Bosh puts on the finishing touches. And the Miami Heat with the victory. The Heat win their 4th in a row. LeBron James, an extraordinary performance, same for Derrick Rose, as the two NBA Eastern Conference heavyweights battle right to the final seconds before the Heat pull it out 97-93. And LeBron James' team now have won 7 of 8. He's with Lisa.
LeBron, we were shocked when Derrick Rose missed 2, and then you missed your 2. What happened there?
I don't know. Guys went up there and tried to make them. D Rose shoot the same free throw every time. I shoot the same ones. They just didn't go down for the both of us.
I know you don't match up head-to-head against him, but what is it like to be out here playing against him?
It's great. I mean, as a competitor, you want to go against the best and try to lead your team to victory. He's very special. Very special. Chicago got a great one. And him, and he put his team on his back and tried to make enough plays down the stretch, and I try to do the same thing on the other end.
First quarter, I got my iPad here. It's already up on YouTube. Tell me about that dunk. Over John Lucas, who is not a short man.
It's a great pass by D-Wade. Without the pass, I don't finish the shot. So give all the props to D-Wade, and I just went to go get it.
Lastly, the intensity level. This did not seem like a regular season matchup. What was the intensity level out there? It got chippy at times.
Well, you guys know. You guys seen the 5-game series we had in the Eastern Conference Finals, and we knew that today was going to have that type of feel. It's two teams, like I said before the game, that have the same aspirations, and that's winning the NBA championship. So it's a great game. It went down to the wire, and we gave our beautiful fans a great show today, and it was fun.
Credit to the bike. Now you got to get back home on the bike, right?
Yeah, hopefully they wash my clothes that I came in on. I hate to put on the same nasty clothes, so hopefully they took care of it in the back. So back on the bike.
Let's hope so. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Guys.
Nothing worse than nasty clothes. LeBron James and the Heat with an exciting victory here this afternoon at the American Airlines Arena. Final score, the Heat 97, the Bulls 93. So the first meeting of the season, a good one. Can't wait for the next one. For Jeff Van Gundy, Lisa Salters, producer Tim Corrigan, director Jimmy Moore, and our entire ABC crew, Mike Breen saying so long from Miami, now except on the West Coast. Stay tuned for ABC's World News or your local news over most of these ABC stations. Thanks for watching ABC, home of the NBA Finals.